Welcome to our channel. Before we dive into yet another fascinating mythy, we'd like to invite you to watch, to like, and subscribe to the channel. Also activate the notification bell today. Let's discuss about Ninhursag, Lady of Life, Mother of Creation, Healer of Worlds. Her name is whispered across Tima, Goddess of Fertility, Healing, and Divine Power. But who was she really? A myth, a legend, or something more? Her story begins far from Earthborn, on Nibiru, a world of kings and ancient rulers. Was the daughter of Anu, king of the Anunnaki. Her bloodline was not just royal, it was otherworldlism. Say she carried the essence of Andromedan, or Alpha Centaurian, Ariganza. Being of Poera, being of purpose, but she was not like the others. While her brothers, Enki and Enlil, fought for dominions, sought wisdoms, studied the sciences, mastered the art of life itself. Hands could heal. Her voice carried the harmonics of creation, and soon would change the fate of two worlds. Nibiru was Diangat's protective shield. Of golden particles was Phalangates. Skies grew dimits. People grew desperation. Mission was launched to mine gold from a distant blue planet. Ninhursag did not just support the mission, chef volunteered. If Earth is to save Nibiru, she told her father, we must give it life. But before reaching Earth, she stopped on Mars. There, she found a scene of death. Alalu, the exiled king of Nibiru, lay life speaks him. His loyal warrior, Anzu, struggled to survive. Mars was dustits, stormsits, silence, but Ninhursag would not let him die. Used sound frequencies to heal his body. She restored his strength. She gave him purpose, and before she left, she honored the Falane. A great carving was Madalelu's face, etched into the red rock of Masa Warninga, Remandera legacy. But Mars was only a waypoint. The true mission lay ahead on Earth, a planet that would soon become a cradle of civilization. What's next? We've covered Ninhursag's origins on Nibiru, crisis that sent the Anunnaki to Earth, her encounter on Mars, and the carving of Alalu's facet. Next part will go into her arrival on Earth, creation of early humanity, hidden knowledge. Let's continue the journey. We've seen Ninhursag's origins, we've seen her mission begin. We follow her to Earth planet, where everything changed. Earth, a world of endless force-towering mountains, oceans stretching beyond the horizon. It was young and Teshederata. It would not stay that way for long. Anunnaki arrived not as conquerors, but as minus. Gold was their goal to save Nibiru, to rebuild the shield. They dug deep into the earth, stripped the rivers, they melted the mountains, but it was not enough. Labor was brutality work, endless. Anunnaki began to break the rebelled. They refused to minend. The mission was on the verge of collapse. So Ninhursag made a decision that would change history itself. If we cannot do this work, she said, then let us create a being who can. She took the essence of the Anunnaki, took the clay of the earth, and she formed something newer. Creatia, worker Savanthamanakis, was not random evolution. This was designed first. Humans were not primitivity, were engineered, built for accredited to obey, shaped by the gods themselves. But something happened. Experiment did not go as planned. These new beings began to think. Thee spokey, thee dreamhead, thee questioned, and for the first time they looked up at the sky and asked, "Woe, am I?" This was not just creation, this was awakening. Din Ninhursag knew gods had made something far greater than they had intended. Anunnaki had come to Earth to take bot. Now they had given the world its first people, given the universe a new intelligence, and soon thought intelligence would change everything. What's next? We're diving deeper into the origins of humanity. We've covered the Anunnaki's struggle on Earth, creation of humanity, moment humans began to awaken. Next part will go into the conflict between the gods over humanity, first civilizations, secrets of Ninhursag's hidden knowledge. Let's go. Seen how Ninhursag shaped humanity, how the Anunnaki came to Earth for gold, how humans were engineered as workers. But what happened next was something no god had planned. First humans were meant to serve, bet they began to change. Question edent, Sunthi no longer wanted to obey the gods' decision. The scientist saw potential, believed humans could evolve. Enlil, the commander, saw defiance, believed humans were a mistaken Ninhursag. She saw both had created them. She had given them life and now she had to choose. Willed she let them grow, or would she erase them and start again? She could not destroy her own creation. She could not silence the spark she had given them on. So she taught them, she gave them medicine, she gave them wisdoms, gave them the secrets of the gods, and humanity began to recite, built the first cities, farmed the first lands, worshipped the first temples, were no longer just workers, were becoming something greater. But not everyone was pleased and watched in anger. Gods were meant to rule, humans were meant to servant. Now they had power of their own. Gods arget they. Balance shifted. Dan's sooner war was coming, a war between gods, a war for the fate of humanity. Would the gods allow humans to rise, or would they wipe them out before it was too late? And in the middle of it all was Ninhursag, mother of humanity, giver of life, and the only one woe could decide our fate. Next. Now we've covered the awakening of humanity's division among the gods to coming war over human destiny. The next part will reveal the great flood that nearly ended everything, the secrets of ancient civilizations, hidden war that still echoes today. This story is building into something huge. Let's go deeper. We've seen how Ninhursag created humanity, how the Anunnaki divided over their fate, how humans began to rise, but now gods would fight for control and the world would drown in chaos. Humanity was no longer a simple creation, no longer just workers. They had learned too much. They built cities, they worshipped the gods, they told their own story. And this was a problem and saw rebellion. Humans were multiplying to fast spreading across the land, and worst of all, they had begun to think for themselves. Estes could not be allowed. The gods had always ruled, but now their power was slipping. So Enlil made a decision that would erase everything, would wipe them out. A great flood was coming, a storm to end the age of man, and when the waters receded, the gods would remain. But not everyone agreed. Ninhursag refused to abandon her. Sage had given them lives, had given them wisdom, and now she would give them a chanchesh sent, a warning to one man, a man who would carry the knowledge of humanity forward. His name Ziasudra, you may know him by another Nominosh, told him to build to preparato, save what could be Savadand when the flood came. The world was drowned. Great cities were lost, old ways were buried, but humanity's serveth. Gods had failed to erase them. The experiment was not over, and now in this new world a greater mystery was about to unfold. Did humanity truly inherit from the gods? What secrets were saved from the flood? And most of all, woe still watches over us today. What's next? We've now covered the gods' war over humanity, great flood and survival of knowledge, beginning of a new era. The final part will dive into the hidden legacy of the Anunnaki, symbols left behind in ancient civilizations, mystery of who still rules behind the scenes. Today the story is leading to something massive. Let's finish this wave scene, how Ninhursag created humanity, how the gods fought for control, how the world was washed clean by the flood. But the flood was not the end, it was only the beginning. Waters receded, great cities were gone, the old temples buried, but something remain, memoria story, a whisper of the past. Survivors spread across the world. They carried fragments of knowledge, pieces of a lost agent wherever they went. They built again Egypt's memoriation. First civilizations rose from the mud with pyramids, Templar star maps carved into stone, monuments not just to the gods but to the ones who came before. And what did they all say? That the gods once walked among them, that they taught humanitat one day they would return. But did they ever leave? The symbols remained winged discs of Summith serpents of Mesoamerica, all-seeing eyes hidden across history, signs of a hidden influence in ancient watching force. Woe truly rules this world. The kings, the priests, the politicians, or something older, something deeper, something that has been here since the beginning. The flood buried the past, but the truth was never erased, still exists hidden in plain sight, waiting watchcork. Those who dare to see if gods of old never truly left, and one day they will return. Are you ready? This is it. We've gone from the rise of humanity, war of the godsids, great flood, and the survival of knowledgeth, hidden rulers of today. It forces the audience to question everything. But feels like forbidden knowledge. It stays in the mind long after the video ends. This is the final expansion we've uncovered. Ninhursag's role in creation. We've seen the war between the gods. VE watched the flood erase history, but the real question remains: what did the gods leave behind? And what happens next? The flood ended the old world, but it did not erase everything. The survivors rebuilt. They carried memories of the past. They whispered the stories of the gods, and wherever they went they left clues. Look at the first civilization. Temples of Summit, pyramids of Egypt, ziggurats of Babylon. They tell the same story. A story of beings from the sky, a story of gods who ruled, created, shaped the world and then vanished. But did they really leave? Their symbols are still winged disc in ancient carvings, serpents entwined in sacred texts, hidden knowledge passed through generations of a presence that never truly disappeared. Even today the influence is everywhere in secret societies and religious orders. In the hidden hands that shape the world, they have ruled from the shadow swaying warfink, the next awakening. Ancients spoke of a returner day when the gods would walk among us again. Some called it prophecy, some called it destiny. But what if it is already happening? Look at the world today. Technology advancing at impossible speed, boundaries between dimensions blurring, people questioning more than ever before. It is no accident, it is no coincidence. Something is awakening. Soon we'll see the truth. Flood buried the past, bet the past was never lost. It has been waiting, and now it is rising again. Do you see it? This is the final form. We've built a video that uncovers ancient secrets, reveals hidden influences in history, leaves the audience questioning everything. Hut is cinematicid, is forbidden knowledge. Let's push beyond the veil. We've seen how shaped humanity, how the gods fought for control, how the flood wiped the world clean. But what if the flood wasn't the end? What if it was just a reset? Civilization was born against survivors' rebuttal. Carried fragments of knowledge, echoes of the world before, and wherever they set lifty left clues. Look at their city-stair temples, their impossible monuments, pyramids of Egypt, ziggurats of Babylon, stone circles of Britain. What do they all have in common? They are aligned to the stars, marking something, tracking something, waiting for something. The gods had left, but they promised to return, and so the world watched the sky for millennia. The signs were hidden, locked away in secret, orders protected by ancient bloodlines. But today, the signs are emerging against knowledge that was once forbidden. Rising symbols of the past are revealing themselves in the present. Ancient war, never indebted, only went underground, and now it is surfacing against. World is changing, technology advancing at impossible speed. Learning beyond human limits, now being rewritten, are recreating the things the gods once did. Are awakening the knowledge they tried to bury. Is this progress, or is it a return? The flood was meant to erase history, but what if it was only a reset? And what if the reset is coming? If history is a cycle, then we are heading towards something inevitable. The question is, are we ready? They are coming back. This is Ethos. Script doesn't just reveal history, it makes people question reality. We've gone from the origins of humanity, flood, as a great reset, hidden influence of ancient gods, signs that we are approaching another cycle. This isn't just a video, this is a mind-opening experience. Let's push beyond the edge. We've seen how Ninhursag shaped humanity, how the flood wiped the world clean, how the gods left but never truly vanished. But Noah must ask the final question: did the gods abandon us, or have they been guiding us all along? The flood reset the world, but it did not erase the plant. Survivors spread the carried fragments of knowledge, kushos of a lost impurant. Wherever they rebuilt the left clues. Look at the first civilizations, temples of Summit, pyramids of Egypt, lost cities of Mesoamerica, front culture, front continents. But the same gods, same symbol, same hidden message. The gods did not leave, went into the shadows. They became the invisible rulers, bloodlines of King Zed, architects of empire's silent hand that shapes the world. Even today's their influence is everywhere in secret societies, in sacred riches, in the hidden language of symbols. Believe we are free, believe we are in control. But are we? Or are we still following the same plan set in motion thousands of years ago? Look at the world. Today technology is advancing at an impossible Poseidna, is being modified machines, are learning it, are playing with as the gods once did. Bet, is this progress, or is it a return to something ancient? The flood was a reset away to start over. What if another reset is coming? What if we are reaching the end of another cycle? What if the gods are preparing to return? This time, they won't come as mythsy, won't come as legendsy, will come as rulers, creators, gods once again, and the only question left is, will we be ready? They never left. Let's bring this to its ultimate conclusion. We've seen how humanity was created, how the gods warred over their fate, how the flood reset the world, but no had faced the final revelation. Truth, they never wanted us to see. Gods never left thee, did not vanish into mythy, did not fade into legendy, simply stepped into the shadow sand. From there they continued to rule. Look at the ancient bloodlines, kings, emperors, rulers of history, tracing their lineage back to the or something deeper. For thousands of years, they have guided humanity, shaping civilization from behind the curtain through secret societe hero, hidden knowledge through control that is so complete that we don't even see it, but now something is changing. Their influence is becoming visible again. Their symbols are reappearing. Their plans are unfolding and their return is drawing near. Call it progress, call it advancement. Is it, or are we just repeating a forgotten cycle? Are we moving forward? Are we being prepared? Look at the world today. Technology is reaching the level of God's eye. Is our canon genetics are being rewritten. Humanity is standing on the edge, but what happens when we cross it? The flood was the first reset. Was it the last? Or is another one coming? The ancients warned of a final Aegea time when the gods would walk the earth once more. Some called it prophecism, called it destiny, but what if it was never a prophecy at all? What if it was a plan? A plan that is playing out right now. Gods are watching, waiting, and soon they will step forward again. Are you ready?